Tell me West Coast Rap, man. And welcome to my podcast, You Bitch.
You are now listening to YeahDat, the podcast, hosted by West Coast Rob.
The thoughts, views, and opinions you hear on this episode are just that. My thoughts, my views, my opinions of not only me, but also my guests. If you don't like them or whatever the case may be, well, there's a simple solution to all that, and that's just stop listening. But if you don't easily offend, well, sit back, turn it up, and enjoy the show. YeahDat. Welcome back to another episode of YeahDat, the podcast, hosted by yours truly, West Coast Roberto. And since it's spooky season, I have a special guest today, and it's one of my my homegirls. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kat McLean. She is known as Kat's Creepy Creations. She's an artist based out of Salem, Massachusetts, and she's known for her porcelain dolls that are pretty fucking gnarly, that are pretty creepy, man. Check her out on Instagram at Kat's Creepy Creations. But she doesn't only do porcelain dolls, she also does oddity work. So she does artwork with body parts, skulls, bones, etc., etc. And she's a guest today on the episode, so it was only fitting that I get her on with it being spooky season. You know what I'm saying? So please sit back, enjoy the episode, and enjoy my guest, Kat McLean, aka Kat's Creepy Creations. And please be sure to follow her on Instagram. And tune in. Yeah, goodness. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to record the audio portion. See, you're not freezing or nothing.
Shh.
Oh, yeah. Knock on wood.
Don't you?
Yeah. Okay. So, with that being said, now that we're working, if you would, please reintroduce yourself for the third time for everybody listening and watching.
I would be happy to.
All right.
My name is Kane. I am from Salem, Massachusetts, and I paint creepy dolls and play with dead things for a living.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So those listeners, that went through perfectly. So those watching and listening, for those who don't know you, aren't familiar with you, you say you play with dead things and you create artwork. What kind, per se?
So basically, I am a 3D artist. I will take regular porcelain dolls that people discard or don't want anymore. I'll get them at yard sales and garage sales, stuff like that, flea markets, and I repurpose them. I paint them like vampires, creepy clowns, zombies, you name it. Sometimes they're gory, sometimes they're kind of cute, but most of them are straight out of my nightmares.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying it's fun and I enjoy it now, but I never liked dolls. I hated them growing up. I had a fear of them. They terrified me. So I pretty much paint them how I see them in my head. And that's what you get, man.
No, for real. For real. My sister had a bunch of those, the ones that you lay down and the eyes closed and all that stuff. So I feel you on that. Oh, yeah. They were creepy.
Yeah, I've never been a fan. And it's funny now because when I started painting them, people will just message me and they're like, hey, I got a bunch of dolls. I hate them. You can have them. I'm like, oh, God.
Well, that's what happens when you're so good at something.
Yeah, I guess.
Because those, your dolls are legit. Like they are dope. They are dope. I seen the one, there was one, because I scrolled, there's so many that you have done. And there was one where it was just the head in a glass case and you had put brains on top of it. I was like, yeah. Fire.
those are always fun. I try to do one of those for every market
Yeah.
that I do. I run a oddities market and dark art market called Freaks, Antiques, and Uniques of
Yeah.
Salem,
Mm-hmm.
and we I'll do one particular thing. Like I always do a voodoo doll, and I'll always do one with brains, and I'll always do a
Yeah.
lantern, stuff like that. I always try to have one on hand, but I mean, it's been crazy how fast it went, and I've been selling dolls since 2017, like the end of
Mm-hmm.
2007, and I have made and sold over 400 dolls in that time. That's insane to me.
That is a lot. So you're fairly new to the doll game.
I am. I am. I
Okay.
am. Yeah, it's interesting. I worked at I was telling you before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I worked at Which City Consignment in Salem, and we were decorating the windows for Halloween, and we've got this awesome dollhouse in, and I was like, dude, it would be so cool if we painted creepy dolls and put them in the window with the dollhouse.
Yeah.
And Jen didn't care. She was like, yeah, do whatever you want. I don't care. Have fun. And she was donating a bunch of porcelain dolls because nobody wants the fucking things. So I was like, I'll take these and I'll paint them. We stuck them in the window. And like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of darkened up their eyes and made a couple of some vampires and stuff like that. It was really the first time I had ever done it. And people wanted, and it's like, sell it. Just sell it. Fuck it. I'll make some more.
Yeah.
So I did. I started more, and the more I put in the window, the more people were buying them. And I couldn't believe it. So I just kept doing it. And then I started going to like flea markets and stuff to find dolls. And I find them with like crazy faces and stuff that I cool shit with. If I look back now at like the beginning, and then it's crazy how it's progressed. It's crazy how I've learned so much just on this crazy little journey of mine, that different textures and different techniques give you different results, and it's I never stop learning.
Of course. So prior to like refurbishing or doing your dolls, what were you doing prior to that, art wise?
Mainly drawing. I would draw quite a bit here and there. I'd sketch. When I was younger, I wanted to go to art school, and I then decided to go to a trade school instead, and I ended up in plumbing and heating.
Oh wow! Okay.
Which was not the journey I thought I was going to take, but I had an opportunity, and I just jumped on that. And after I graduated high school and I worked in the plumbing field for a little while, I decided it wasn't for me. I needed to do something creative. I needed a creative outlet, and I couldn't do it with that.
Right.
So I actually entered into inquiring about tattooing, because I draw kind of, and I could, I love tattoos. I'm covered in tattoos. My dad had all these tattoos, and I grew up in tattoo studios, so it was kind of my next endeavor. And I encountered a tattoo artist that was very, very, very hard on me, and a lot of them are. And I couldn't hack it. I'm too nice. I'm too sensitive, apparently, to be hazed like that. But so yeah, it led me to a different place. I felt kind of defeated for a while, but I'd always gravitated toward like tattoo, and I collected a lot of tattoo stuff, which your buddy Brian is not happy about, by the way.
Oh yeah. I only imagine.
Yeah, but
I
could not ever imagine being a friend for him. But yeah, I actually just seen him recently. I came back from Wisconsin at the beginning of the week.
Oh, really? Okay. See, I'm jelly. I got to go up there.
Yeah. Not now, man. It's too fucking cold.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
it's awful. But yeah, so after the tattoo endeavor failed, I just kind of sketched and played around with stuff, and I would craft and make things, and I had the outlet at the store to design like the windows and stuff like that. So it was all right. And it wasn't until those dolls that I really was able to find a creative outlet. And from that, it opened so many more doors because now I wanted to kind of sell this stuff. I wanted that we had like little craft fairs and stuff here.
Yeah.
So I applied to sell to one, and it was kind of like the typical like soaps and candles and
Oh,
chocolates.
yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah.
so imagine to my dismay when people are walking around the corner shocked to shit to see these creepy dolls. They were. And at that point, I'm like, why do we not have like an oddities market here? Like
Yeah.
something that can be a good platform for people to sell dark, creepy shit, you
Mhm.
know? So I was like, why not start one? Why
Yeah.
not like just do it? I have enough friends that are into this.
Yep.
The local art community in Salem is unbelievably amazing. It's full of some of the most talented people I've ever seen in my life. And it's like, it's my honor to help them out and give them that platform to sell, you know?
Yeah. And it's crazy how
It's like a
yeah, and it's crazy how that came to fruition through other like you had to do the plumbing shit and all that. You had to go through all that in order to get to where you are. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah, it's a long, strange trip, you know?
Yeah, it is for sure. So all the textures and the art and all that stuff that you are like an expert at now, you learned that through the dolls and just experimenting.
Pretty much. I had basic knowledge from my mom, who
Yeah.
did ceramics when I was young. She had a ceramic studio,
Mhm.
and she would teach classes and stuff. So I would help her a lot, and I learned a lot of different techniques from her, like getting different effects on ceramics. And
Mhm.
the porcelain dolls are close enough to ceramic that the acrylic paint acts the same.
Mm. Okay.
So I had that basic knowledge of using the acrylic paints, and I was just like, oh, why not? Let's see what happens. And
Yeah.
just kept trying different things and mixing different things and trying different techniques. And yeah, here I am with my little army of creepiness.
Which is it's so dope though. Those things are dope. So growing up, were you into like horror films and were you like goth and all that, or like how are you growing up?
I was super into horror stuff. My
Okay.
dad was a huge fan, and
Yeah.
I remember being like 5 years old, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I heard like a scary movie in the living room, and I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" So I
Yeah.
got up and I went. Dad was watching Salem's a Lot, and I was like, "Ooh, like I see this vampire movie coming on." So I kind of snuck into the living room, and I was hiding under the coffee table, and I actually sat there and watched the movie. He had
Nice.
no idea I was there until I went to bed, and nightmare, and I was screaming that the little boy was outside my window, rap tap tapping on the fucking thing. And he's like, "You saw the movie, didn't you?" I'm like, I did. I'm sorry, but it graduated real quick after that because he saw that I could handle Salem's Lot. So he was like, "All right, now it's time for Night
Yeah.
of the Living Dead."
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's my love of horror, and I was always into also like somebody would give me a Barbie or like a girly toy, and I'd play
Mhm.
with it for a little while, but then I would rip it apart and make other shit out of it. Like
Okay.
I'd take it off and put it on a dinosaur, or I'd do weird shit, you know.
Oh, so you were Sid from Toy Story then, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. Not
Okay.
quite that psychotic, but yeah. I didn't like set shit on fire, except my neighbor's house that one time, but we don't talk about
Oh yeah,
that.
okay, yeah. Don't no need to bring that up here on this public
No.
platform. So, do you when it comes to the dolls, do you make them like custom to order, like made to order? Like if somebody wants a specific, like oh, I want a pinhead porcelain, can they do that?
For the most part, I do custom orders, but it's not usually regular characters like that. Like I'd let you know what I can and cannot get. I do not make
Mhm.
their clothes. I don't make wigs. Like I just basically repurpose everything from all the dolls that I have. So
Mhm.
if I had access to an outfit like that, I would sure as hell try it. But for the
Yeah.
most custom dolls that I do that are like more recognizable is Annabelle, Chucky,
Mhm.
Pennywise, lots of Pennywise. I do a
Yeah, I've
lot of
seen a
very
couple. You did Tiffany
the
too, I believe.
Nun
Yeah.
from from Conjuring.
Yeah.
Those are like the ones. I've done a couple Tiffany from
Yeah.
Chucky, Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Okay.
I like doing other stuff too. Like actually, I have one right here that I just did the other day. It's a bearded lady.
Oh shoot, that is dope right there.
I like to do different stuff
Damn, that's
too.
nice.
I like circus freak sideshow shit. And sometimes I'll tattoo them. I'll put tattoos all over them. And then I use like different methods. I just made this one too. This one's a crackle,
Ooh.
a little crackle on her.
See, those are like so with the texture on that one. Like, how do you get like the textured face and all that stuff like that?
I use a crackle medium, and basically you put a base coat down of
Hmm.
whatever color you want the cracks to be, and then you paint. You wait for that to completely dry, and you paint a crackle medium over it, and then you paint it one more time after that dries with the top coat. And it's hard to get the right consistency, and you can't go over it more than once. So you got to make
Uh-huh.
sure you get it on there good. It's a process, but I mean, I like the effect that it gives.
So, do you like completely dissect the doll, like take it apart, like paint the face, paint the hands, or whatever, and then put it back together, and then like clothe it? Like, how's the process work?
I'll take a regular doll, I'll take all the clothes off of it, and I'll take the wig off. I
Hmm.
leave the body and the limbs and head attached
Hmm.
because I ain't got time to be fucking around with that shit. So I just paint it naked like that. And sometimes like I'll paint it to match whatever clothes. If the clothes or the dress on it, it's really cool. And I'm doing like a creepy clown, I'll incorporate those colors into the paint on the face,
Hmm.
or the nail polish or whatever. And then when I'm done, sometimes I'll switch the clothes out, or I'll switch the wig out or stuff like that. But I don't like start with a head, and I don't like bake them like some people will actually like the reborn dolls. They'll
Yeah.
bake them. But no, I don't do that. It's basically upcycling an unwanted porcelain doll.
Yeah. And then like with some of them, you have like they have like the gnarly eyes. Like, do you take the eyes out or and replace them with others, or do you just take the eyes and just mess with the eye?
Most of the time, I will look for the ones with weird eyes. If
Yeah.
they don't paint it, I actually paint them, and I'll use like a shimmer on it to give it a reflective look. So when it looks like it's watching you from every side of the room.
Crazy.
Yeah, waiting to eat
Crazy.
your soul.
And so is there a thing like say you have a brand new doll and you see it how it is, where does the theme come from? Just whatever pops in your mind, or it's like, oh, this
Yeah,
would be a good kraken or crackle.
I look at it and immediately I'll either be like, that's a vampire, that's a clown. That's if I don't have that immediate, like, this is what I'm going to do with it, I usually don't even buy it.
Mm, okay.
And
So what?
sometimes that people just give to me, I'll
Yeah.
do like kind of like gothy. I'll just kind of darken the eyes and stuff like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next question. I'm like the ones that you're gifted, what you just do with those if you don't like them. So you just make them kind of a generic whatever. Like, all right, we'll just do it like
Yeah.
this.
Kind of up, just slightly creepy. Or sometimes I'll use the heads from those and other artwork, or like doll parts in other artwork. Behind me, I have like a doll head a doll leg on a plaque.
That's cool though.
Other stuff. And then doing the oddities market, I started to have access to all this other shit that I didn't know I could get access to, like bones and stuff. So I was like, ooh, I want to get with that. So I kind of branched out and started making skull plaques and, just creepy, cool stuff. I'll take anything that's kind of gnarly and turn it into something else,
Yeah. Yeah. Because Brian, he showed me he had like a skull, I don't know if it was a skull mug or something, but that thing was fresh too. So I don't know if he got it from you or where he got it from, but
I was trying to hang up.
Oh,
yeah.
I lost you. Yeah, someone's calling me too. It's like, I'm busy right now, man. But yeah, the Brian skull that he had, I don't know if he got it from you or if he got it from somewhere, but that stuff it's crazily unique because like people will see it and be like, oh well, that's like gross, but I mean, art is art. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, I made him a skull plaque with there's a hand with a tattoo machine in it.
Oh yeah, he showed it to me. Yeah, the night I was on the phone, you were there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I made that. I just recently made him something for the opening of his museum, but we're gonna give that to him the next time I see him because it's too fragile to ship.
Okay. Did he open that already?
Not yet. They're working on it.
Yeah, I know he was talking about that. They're opening. Are you gonna have some art on display over there?
I hope to. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I think so. I think it's pretty safe to say.
Okay, I was about to say, why not? So all your stuff, like with your dolls and then your oddity art, is it local only or do you ship like nationwide?
Ship occasionally. It depends on what the items are. Some of the stuff I make is way too fragile to ship, and I either sell it out of my cases at Which City Consignment, or I sell them at my markets, at the Freaks, Antiques, and Uniques markets. But a lot of times people will message me like on Facebook or Instagram, and they'll ask if I ship. Some of the bigger dolls I will not ship, or if they have like a porcelain torso, they break easy. I don't want to risk it,
Oh, okay.
And some of the bell have like real dried flowers in them. Like I'll show you one of the ones up here. That so something like that.
That's I would fresh right there. That's fresh.
Because like all those little pots and everything, you gotta and the flowers go everywhere. It's too much of a clusterfuck to ship it,
Yeah. What is the craziest piece of art you've made?
Craziest.
The one that you just like when someone asks you a question like that, it's just like, oh, automatically this one right here. Just one time.
I would have to say, I'm going to show you. It's over yonder. Hopefully the thing holds on. But probably this guy right here.
Oh, wow.
Somebody gave me a deer that was all fucked up. Like his mouth was all fucked and his ears were fucked. His eyes were falling out. So I made a zombie deer out of him.
That's fucking dope. That's dope.
I was like, what the hell am I going to do with this thing? I don't know. I'd say that one. With the first picture that I ever did, I showed you that little girl that I just finished out.
Yeah.
This one here, the first one that I did. I don't know if you can see him.
I can't see that.
But he was the first one, and after I painted him, I was like, "Oh my god, I love doing."
Though. God, like you got some skills.
Why, thank you. But yeah, it's fun. Kind of grown through my collection.
So, do you take like those pictures? Like, where do you get those pictures from?
These are basically old like CDVs and cabinet cards.
Oh, okay.
I paint on them with acrylic paint, and I will scan them and sell prints because, it is a part of history, and you don't want to like mess it up, and some of them are
Right.
worth money. So the acrylic paint actually like wipes right off if
Oh, okay.
you were to be like, oh my God, like I would have liked that picture before you painted it. Well, here you
Yeah.
go. Wipe it. It's all yours. There goes hours of work.
So fucking dope. So, are you looking to like expand like eventually like website type stuff, or just keep it local and local market?
I like keeping it local now, but now that I've been doing more of these pitches and I really enjoy those, I would like to start making prints of those. And
Mhm.
I know I could keep up with the demand of prints. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind stuff. Like all of my dolls are one of a kind. I have never made two exactly the same, and I never will.
Yeah. See,
Oh yeah.
I think that your doll market would be booming if you just
Yeah.
I can see it just booming. So you gotta get it
I
out
wish that
there.
I could just, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that I could pump them up a little assembly line, but you know, I ain't it's just me. I'm a one woman show.
How long does it normally take to do a doll, depending on the theme?
Anywhere from like an hour to like that crackle doll takes a
Hmm.
couple days because you have to wait for it to dry on the in between.
Hmm.
But and anything that has a lot of like fine detail takes sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours to do one doll.
Ugh. And do you knock it out like all in one day, or are you like, all right, some this day, some tomorrow, some whatever?
I try to, I usually have a goal when I come into my studio. I will do two dolls a day.
Wow.
And yeah, so, and most of the time I will leave one, like I'll start another one to finish the next day as one of those dolls. Like if
Yeah.
I'm doing a one or whatever, I'll kind of start the process on it, or
Hmm.
dry brushing, because dry brushing takes time. And it gives the skin like an edge texture
Hmm.
without airbrushing it.
Okay. Man, you are you're cool as fuck. I tell you right now, you cool as fuck, Kat. I'll let you know that right now. I would love to
Fucking
I would love to see your stuff in person. So next, I was just up there around the area, but I was in Philly. But
uh,
next time up in the area, I gotta make that stop to
yeah,
say,
you out there. They're much better in person. They are
I bet.
but really pick up the detail and stuff, you know.
Yeah. You have any kids?
I do. I have two. I have a 12-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter.
So are they into the stuff too? Into the dolls
So
and the art?
my son is not so much. He's not into it. He does not like things or scary things. So it's funny because I also collect like hardcore oddities. I have like human stuff and
Yeah.
like and he's just kind of like whatever. He's kind of a
Whatever. He's a boy.
yeah, yeah. But my daughter, she's the one that's like, before she goes to bed, she sees me starting a doll and she wants to see what it looks like in the morning. She's like, Mama, what did you do to the doll? Like she gets all excited. She loves it.
Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah. And when I get like human stuff in, that girl is slapping on a pair of gloves and she's ready to roll.
Dang, awesome. That is awesome. So you teaching her how to paint and how to blend and all that stuff too?
Yeah. Yeah. She's like naturally autistic herself. And man, it's a gift, I'll tell you. My son too, but my son gets really frustrated with it. Like he's
Yeah.
the kind of kid that thinks that he could strap on a pair of roller skates and be the world champion of roller skating.
There's nothing wrong
Like
with that.
now.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you learn. That's how you become better.
Yeah,
But that's cool
that's
that your
right. That's
daughter
right.
is that's how your daughter is into it. So she's gonna take over for you then.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope that she can work with me and kind of make some dolls and do the whole market thing with me. It'll be awesome.
You should have her do Barbies and like do some oddity
Yeah.
Barbies. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Somebody gave her some nail polish for her birthday, And recently I was in her room cleaning up, and don't you know, there's a couple Barbies laying on the ground with fucking nail polish on them. I was like,
Oh,
what are you
well.
doing? She's like, oh, I was making Bride of Frankenstein. I was like, yeah, you were.
That's cool. That's cool.
She's yeah,
That is
she's awesome.
awesome.
And she
When's
lets me like, I like to do like special effects makeup as just like in photography, kind of as a
yeah.
hobby.
Yeah.
And so she will let me paint her face up and put costumes on her and take pictures of her wherever. Like she doesn't care if it's a creepy clown, or she's like, oh, I look awesome.
That is cool. That is
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, and I seen that you're good at that too, because I seen a couple of your posts on Instagram where you had like the makeup on, and I was like, that is legit.
Yeah, I kind of just transfer like what I know of painting the dolls onto like using makeup brushes and makeups, just a different medium, you know?
Yeah. Do people like try to hit you up around this time period? Like, oh, can you do my makeup for so and so's party or whatever?
Oh yeah, yeah. I get a lot of requests for face painting
Yeah.
and helping out with and stuff, because Halloween's a pretty big deal around here.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. So what plans you got for Halloween?
I think I'm just gonna take the kids around trick or treating, and then probably I like to walk around downtown with a group of friends. We just kind of it's insanity, it's craziness, and I fucking love it. I've lived in Salem for 10 years, and I don't get sick of it. I never get sick of it.
Oh, where are you from originally?
I grew up in Revere.
Oh, okay. Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's closer to Boston.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, I've been to Boston before. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
yeah, I'm like again 20 minutes out from Revere, so I didn't move too far. But
Okay.
I came to Salem as a kid. Just like we have Salem Willows Park here. There's like a little arcade and stuff and beaches. I used to go there as a real small kid, and we would walk around Salem all the time. And I always was like, oh, I want to live in Salem one day. And here I am.
So is it like really like the stigma that you hear from like out of towners? Is it really like that in Salem? Like with, oh, this is where this happened and this is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty. And it is, there's a lot of walking tours and like ghost tours and things. So when you come to Salem, you can on one of these tours, and some of them are historical. They'll walk you around to different places and tell you. Some of them are like, oh my God, this is where they filmed Hocus Pocus, and that's what they're interested in.
Okay.
So it's funny. It depends on what tour you go on, what you learn about Salem,
Yeah. So when's the next time you guys are your the oddity sales are going on? You guys like do that like on a weekly basis, or how frequently do you guys do that?
The Freaks, Antiques, and Uniques market.
Yes.
I do that. I usually do it a couple times a year. It's an expo basically. It's
okay.
vendors, and we take over Old Town Hall in Salem, and my next show is December 12th, Sunday 12th, and it's 12 to 5, and it's at Old Town Hall in Salem.
There you go. For the people listening, there it is right there. I got the date for you.
Haunt the halls.
There you go. And then is your stuff like strictly Salem, or do you guys like kind of go around the region like Boston or any other place up there?
My show is strictly Salem. It started basically to support our local artists, and that's what I strive to do. I strive to give them a platform to sell their stuff locally.
Okay.
Eventually, I would love to do like an expo where we could travel from state to state. That would be really cool. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. As of right now, I'm the only like curator. I have a couple of people that help me out with PR stuff, because I'm fucking retarded when it comes to any kind of electronic shit. As you can tell.
You're not. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Go ahead.
But, it's fortunately, like, due to all the COVID shit last year, we didn't get to have any markets. I didn't get to have my convention at the Hawthorne Hotel. It sucks, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. My vendors and my customers' health are more important than anything
Right.
else.
Of course.
So I'm hoping this holiday season, everybody comes out and spends a whole shit ton of money.
I mean, I don't see why not. Shit. Fucking, they couldn't do it last year. So why
I
not?
know.
You know?
And Salem's been booming. It has been insane in Salem since probably like the end of August. It has been like an October crowd.
Okay. Heck yeah. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm glad it sounds like you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good and making sales in the store, and I'm happy doing my artwork, and it's a blessing.
Good. Well, I'm happy for you, and I'm glad I was able to get you on. I know you had your reservations.
I did. Yeah, I could be a little camera shy.
No, it's all good. No reason to be. So where can people reach and find you for those out there listening and watching?
They could find me. I'm most responsive on Instagram, and it's Cats Creepy Creations, Cats with a K. And I'm also Freaks, Antiques, and Uniques. That's me. And I have 2 cases at Which City Consignment, and that's at Which City Consignment and Thrift. And they are at 301 Essex Street in Salem, Massachusetts, right across from the Witch House.
There it is. Right across from the Witch House. Well, Kat, thank you. I think I've taken enough of your time. I know you have art to do. And I think I took you away from some art. Yeah, I know.
That's okay.
Well, I appreciate the time. And thank you so much for being a guest on the show. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed it. But we're going to have to do this again, though.
Thank you.
Of course.
Sounds good to me.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
West Coast Rock.